Welcome to a new game, Botany Manor. A stately home in the 19th century England, you play as inhabitant Arabella Green, a retired botanist. Explore your house and gardens filled with research to figure out the ideal habitat of forgotten flora. Sells for $37.50 and it has 36 achievements. Now, I've had to re-record this because I had sound issues, so hopefully this is a lot better and I've dropped it. This is done by Baloon Studios, who was founded by Laura DeMay, a UK developer. I believe she lives in Devon, who previously worked at award-winning studios Us Two Games on a game called Care and Alba, a wildlife adventure. I have no idea what that is. With Baloon Studios, she has set off on her own journey to cater to underrepresented audiences like herself and deliver welcoming game experiences for people who want to escape to peaceful historical worlds. So this is very much like the protagonist. This is her. This is the game developer. She kind of looks a little bit Spanish there. She's like the protagonist, Arabella Green, who has a passion for botany but has to constantly battle against prejudice against equal opportunity for women. It's set in this as a timestamp 1890 at Somerset, England. We're in a greenhouse, quite nice. We have no feet, so either we're a drone or we're a ghost. No drones, they weren't invented, so we have to be a ghost. Letter from groundskeeper Lady Arabella. We're so happy to have you back at Botany Manor. Hope you had a lovely trip. In your absence, I'm afraid some of the things in the manor have deteriorated, though I can assure you we tried our best to keep things in order. That was from the grounds manager. Arabella Green, we received a package, which is a book that we're trying to get published, Forgotten Flora. Flora is our nickname. A herbarium by Arabella Green. Dear Arabella Green, thank you once again for submitting your book proposal, Forgotten Flora. Please send this empty herbarium back to us once you have completed your research, and we'll be in touch with a potential offer. Sincerely, Mayflower Publishing House. So this is by us. The game has 5 chapters. We haven't got any maps because we haven't gone anywhere yet. And chapter 1 is a fresh start. A fresh start for what reason? I guess we'll find out. So that groundskeeper was Bennett. And here we go. We're going into the conservatory, which is absolutely chock-a-block full of smog. So the idea is to collect seeds, windmill wort. I want to grow the windmill wort to filter the smoggy air in my conservatory, but I'll need to research it. So basically, how to pot a plant, soil, seed, and water. Wow! Soil, seed, and water. Aren't we a genius? Who's not going to want to read our book after we've, that sort of smarts in it? So that's the windmill wort. There's the temperature gauge thing. So we put it down near the furnace. Postcard from Marianne, our friend. Dearest Arabella, on my hike I came across the windmill wort, a flower that only grows in Sicily. Some locals told me the flower has air purifying qualities, but due to bespoke temperature requirements, the plant rarely blooms. Maybe the flower could help with the smog pollution in your conservatory. And your friend. And here we have a time. So basically what we have to do is collect clues and put them. The only problem is if we forget a clue, we can't read it from our journal. Even if we assign it there, we got to go back to where we read. So we have a timestamp, 19th of September 1890, the smog. So sometime after that is where we are at the moment. Now, Arabella Green has been researching air purifying, that's invisible wool there, plants for a while, as the blackboard shows in the background. Windmillwort is a volcanic flower, and from Sicily we can see it needs 60 degrees. Now, there are plants in real life that do have air purifying properties to them, but this is slightly exaggerated. One plant isn't going to get rid of smog like this one does. But I thought it's interesting that even though it exaggerates, it's exaggerating what plants actually do in real life. So I've changed it to 60 degrees and going to grow it, and there you go. So NASA actually did a investigation because they need plants to, I guess, spaceships and things like that. They did a list of air purifying plants, the best ones. And air purifying plants can be exact, like to get exact toxins out of the air. So like if you want to get excrement out of the air in a toilet, there's some snake flowers or some spider flowers, spider ferns that will get that. So these are the 15 plants that NASA recommend for air purifying and what they will actually purify. And this is what they look like. I bring this up because Arabella Green's mansion is full of these real live plants. Like if you go to her bathroom, they're chock-a-block in her mansion. And I just think that I'm just going to murder this plant because you get an achievement. And that's why I've murdered it. So we're going to try and get the achievements on the way so you can see what to do. Going to regrow another one. Now this is a fairly upbeat game, and the developer prides themselves in an upbeat, that they have invented an upbeat game with no sinister intentions. There's no darkness secretly hiding behind. So for that reason, I'm not going to kill that plant. We're a nice lady, old lady, that likes to grow plants and make her conservatory beautiful. We're not a serial killer when it comes to plants. When it comes to full stop, really. Anyway, I'm going to take this. So if you grow the same plant 3 times, you get an achievement like we have just done. And you'll see that the windmillwort actually turns around like a windmill. Of course, this is not a real plant, but I do like the fact that it is based on plants that do purify the air, but it's just exaggerated. Now, if you actually sit down here, you'll get another achievement. Life is beautiful. There we go. And there's some mushrooms growing out of a tree, which we will see more about that later. So here we have drawing from nature. So Arabella Green's trying to do a botany book, and because of that she needs to draw pictures, and so that's the whole reason for that. They're called botany plates, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. I'm just going to quicken up a little bit so that we can go through. I like the visual style. It's very much like the Witness game, if you've played that. As soon as I played this, I was like, yeah, definitely the Witness. Now, if you actually shake the gate, you'll get another achievement. Shake it now, because when you get a key, you're not able to shake it. The other thing I don't like about this game is once you have finished it, there's not really much to do. So, but anyway, it's very limited. I'm currently busy researching. Please leave all deliveries in the gatehouse and ring the bell. So visitors would come, ring the bell to let us know that there is a package. Botany Manor, home of the Green family, which is strange because there's no one else here. There's no groundskeeper, there's no cook. I can't even find the cats. What's that? We've killed them all. That's why we need air purifying plants everywhere. Come on. Stop making it sinister. That's the music. This is not the murder castle. We're a nice old lady. We're not a serial killer. Okay, let's try and find the Zen. Let's get the Feng Shui going. No, we need it more to the north. No, not sold on that one. There we go. Zen complete. I'm happy. All right, so if you pick up this duck, or you got to pick up 5 ducks. There's 5 ducks hidden around the place, and you'll get an achievement. Unfortunately, you can't jump in the water or anything like that. You can sit down here for a minute and get another achievement, but you got to be a minute. You might be able to sit down elsewhere and get that. There's a really strange note here that's confusing, but it's important you understand what. So the walking stick's just saying we're an old lady. My dear friend, good luck on your trip. I would have loved to join you in our younger days, but your tales about the trip will suffice when we next meet. I will never forget the Maria Jackson passage you once highlighted to me, who said, in examining plates you take the authority of others, whereas in botany, as in all other things, we can make little progress if we do not see for ourselves. Well, now you must travel and see some interesting specimens for yourself. I am inspired and look forward to hearing all about it. Your friend eternally. So this is a botany plate. Basically, it's just a diagram. An illustrator will work along with a scientist and break down the plant and in all its facets, and that's called a botany plate. So what the note was saying is when it comes to the botany plates, the illustrator has the authority, but you're not really going to make much progress unless if you become the scientist as well and get your hands dirty, and only then will you improve. And that quote really inspired Arabella Green. So Maria Elizabeth Jackson was a real 18th century English writer who lived with her sister, Frances Jackson, known for books on botany at a time when there were significant obstacles to women's authorship. She came under basically the name Maria Jackson. She lived in Cheshire and Derbyshire, where she lived with her sister following her father's death. Social conventions of the time obliged her to publish anonymously. She was influenced by Darwin at a time when the new but controversial sexual classification of plants proposed by Linnaeus was becoming known in England, which we don't use that anymore, but that did get botany going. She published these 4 books. As you can see, she did this anonymously by a lady. But Arabella Green would have read these 4 books, as these were well within her lifetime, and this lady was a pioneer for one of the first women to do botanic plates, diagrams, and Arabella Green wanted to copy that. She wanted to become both an illustrator like Maria Jackson and also a scientist, and do that herself, because botany was only just getting explored with the plants being identified because of their identification through the Linnaeus. So anyway, that's it. That's the end of chapter 1. We're going to go into chapter 2 next time. Survivors of Adversity. I hope you've enjoyed this little breakdown. It's quite a upbeat game. Until next time, bye for now.